We think that Texas already has the constitutional authority to do this, but we also welcome a Supreme Court decision.
Just 5 days before Senate Bill 4 was set to take effect, U.S. District Judge David Ezra issues a preliminary injunction blocking the law. In his ruling, Ezra says SB 4 threatens the fundamental notion that the United States must regulate immigration with one voice. Senate Bill 4 would allow state agencies to arrest and deport migrants, which usually falls under federal jurisdiction. Ezra adds this would violate the U.S. Constitution.
When this law was passed, the most likely outcome is the one that we're witnessing today, which is that a federal court would hand a ruling down that made very clear that immigration law is the domain of the federal government and that the state cannot interfere in the execution of immigration law.
Within hours of the ruling, Texas appealed the decision to the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. In a statement, Governor Greg Abbott says Texas has the right to defend itself because of President Biden's ongoing failure to fulfill his duty to protect our state from the invasion at our southern border. Joshua Blank with the Texas Politics Project says there's a long road ahead for the future of SB 4.
There's a lot of hurdles to overcome before I think any court necessarily gives Texas or any state the right to essentially set its own immigration policy.
This definitely allows those folks to take a breath, at least for a moment.
Justin Estep is a director of Immigration and Refugee Services. He works with migrants who would have been directly affected by the border law.
It is a temporary injunction, but will allow them in the interim to continue to pursue their asylum application without having to worry about state officials getting in the way of that process.
Now, experts are predicting this will go all the way to the United States Supreme Court.
Regardless of what the Fifth Circuit decides, this will be decided ultimately by the Supreme Court.
It's a good time for everyone to educate themselves on their civil rights, especially folks that are in mixed status families or going through asylum processes. They might be undocumented themselves. Regardless of your status in the United States, you are protected by the Constitution.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.